Hello my friends, nice to meet you again on my channel. Today we will paint mountains using only two colors of paints, black and white, and 2 or 3 brushes. Also we will use a palette knife and solvent for oil painting. I usually buy an odorless solvent. A few words about brushes. I use a construction brush to fill the background. Usually I buy a lot of them. By the way, try to find a brush that will not fall out of bristles. And also to paint the clouds I am using a makeup brush. This is my best discovery for painting sky and clouds. Let's start painting. As it is a gloomy sky in my painting, we need to get a dark gray color to fill the background. Mix white paint with a small amount of black paint to get the gray color. And I add some solvent to this mix, just a little bit. Take a clean large brush and dampen the entire canvas with solvent. By the way, you can use any types of brushes which are convenient for you, but better to use like mine. In this tutorial I will share with you many secrets about painting mountains, so the brushes, the concentration of paints and solvents are important. Further, I will talk about this in detail and share the technique of applying paints using a palette knife to get realistic mountains easily. And now we are going to fill a background with the gray color using the same brush. Just paint over the whole canvas and spread the paint evenly. And say hi to me. Next we will paint the clouds. We take a makeup brush, dip it lightly in white paint and apply in a circular motion. Do not take too much white paint on the brush. Try to take a little at a time. Since our canvas is wet, we can easily blend the edges of the clouds with this makeup brush. Clouds look more realistic when their edges are blurred and only sometimes we can see the clarified edges. Specifically for this painting I made blurry clouds to make clear mountains against their background. This is the idea. Don't make the white streaks uniform. Let the clouds be thicker somewhere, but more transparent in other places. To create perspective, I make clouds that are closer to the horizon, smaller than the clouds that are closer to us. That is at the top of the canvas. I add a little black or dark gray color to the bottom of each white cloud to make clouds volumetric. So our next step, let's start painting mountains. To paint the mountains we need 3 colors, black, white and gray in between. Prepare all the colors in advance. An important point about the consistency of the paint, you need to add enough solvent so that the paint is pliable but not too liquid. In consistency it should look like sour cream. Next we will work with a palette knife. Our task now is to paint the entire contour of the mountains in black and fill them from the inside. Please note I hold my palette knife vertically to trace the peaks of the mountains. Here in a separate video I show how to put paints to the palette knife. I apply paint only on one edge of the cleaned palette knife and I move across the canvas from right to left. When I will move from left to right, I will apply paint to the opposite edge of the palette knife. Thus, we outline our mountings entirely and paint over them from the inside with black paint. Dear friends, if this video is interesting for you, push the like button and follow to my channel. There you will find many interesting video tutorials. Next we will apply grey paint to the left side of each mountain and peaks, and then we will apply white paint on the right side of each mountain peak to show the lighting. Let's start with grey. First, listen, I'll tell you about the important points of applying mountain relief using a palette knife, about all the technical moments, and then you will start. First point, take enough paint on a palette knife on the necessary edge and try to make only one movement on one place. Don't do several movements in one place, otherwise you will mix all the layers of paint and it will be not so good. Remember, only one movement. And one more important thing. Don't press the palette knife. The touch should be very light, barely perceptible. Then you will get a really beautiful relief of the mountains. And third important point. If on your palette knife the colors is mixed from the previous layers, wipe off the knife with a rag and take a new pure color. Otherwise, you will get the dirt on the canvas. This rule is especially important when you are working with a white color. Please wipe the palette knife after each touching and take a pure white color. And now we are continuing with grey. And we are start working with white. As I said before, I trying to do only one touch and movement on one place, and I wipe the knife with the rag after each touching. I apply white color on the opposite edge of the knife as I am moving from left to right. We emphasize with white only the peaks of the mountains to show white snow. I remind you that the touch should be very light. Then the white paint will lay down very naturally, leaving gaps that resemble the relief of a mountain surface. I also add some white accents to the left side of the mountains, since there is also light there. Next, we start painting the clouds in the foreground. I use the makeup brush again to blend the clouds with white paint. The clouds that are close to us will be larger than the clouds that are near the mountains. I mean the clouds at the bottom of the canvas. Thus, we will show the perspective. At this stage, the most difficult moment is to connect the clouds and mountains. Here you need to try to shade the border between the mountains and clouds at the place of their connection. To do this, you need to use the same brush and make very neat strokes using white paint. You can also remove excess black paint from the mountains with your finger or a rag, so that the black paint doesn't fall on the cloud zone. Then the connection of clouds and mountains will be realistic. And also wipe the brush on a rag to remove black color from it, so that black paint doesn't fall into the clouds and dirt doesn't appear on the canvas. I decided to make holes in the clouds through which the mountains are visible. You don't have to. For this I used black paint and added some gray accents. And next, the same task to connect clouds and mountains. Here I decided to add details to the clouds. I'm using a fan brush. You can use any other. Our painting is almost finished. All my paintings are sold on my website. The link is under the video and on the screen now. You can also purchase prints on canvas with my pictures there. Also follow me on Instagram and send me your paintings and results. I will be glad to see it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Follow my channel and don't miss my next tutorials. I look forward to your likes and comments under this video. And bye for now.